The word cunt. There's a reason for using it. If someone's being harmed because you won't tell the fucking truth, you're a cunt. Straight up. The cops are cunts. Natalie Bollinger was a cunt. Alicia Bollinger is a fucking cunt. There's lots of cunts. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why Brenda Dickinson is a cunt. I'm going to tell you why Miss Peaches is a cunt. I'm going to tell you why Lana Ingeline is a cunt. There's a lot of cunts. If innocent people are being harmed and you don't come forward about it, you're a cunt. You're not just a cunt, you're a fucking coward. Or you're a selfish piece of shit. When I went to Virginia, it was because Natalie Bollinger was gonna fucking kill herself if I didn't. Her family was driving her fucking crazy. If I'd have been there sooner, she wouldn't have ran her vehicle into that telephone pole. She wouldn't have fucked up her leg, and she wouldn't have ended up on more opiates. The same drugs she was trying to fucking quit. If her family hadn't been such a bunch of fucking cunts, and the police hadn't been such a bunch of fucking cunts, this could have been dealt with without bodies, without dead people. People were willing to help me, but they weren't apparently literate enough to write it down. When the police lied in court, said that I wasn't trying to get help. Shit. There's plenty of fucking proof that I was trying to get help. I can't fucking function because of the shit that I was put through when I hurt my back. But the police, they're fucking crooked everywhere, all across the United States. You're not a human being. The only chance that I had of not being victimized by police for the rest of my life was getting an honest fucking day in court. Being allowed to show evidence. You know, I didn't want to show all this shit on the internet. I didn't want to fucking record those phone calls and put them all over the internet. I want the fucking abuse to stop. Natalie and Alicia Bollinger both know that I didn't molest anybody. They know I didn't fucking rape anybody. But when I was being abused over it and I let them know about it, and Maddie Boa as well, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck. That's what I got for being good to people. I needed somebody to go in with me to make the police do their job before Natalie was fucking killed. By the time I started verbally abusing Natalie Bollinger, I'd already begged her to put a stop to it. I needed help. And while y'all are pretending that I wasn't trying to get help, no, I fucking was. I was going to Nicole Peralta. I was going to see Tamara. I was trying to see people in Boulder, positive people who made my life worth living. But I couldn't without having to deal with violence, and I fucking hate violence. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Somebody should shoot me in my fucking head. That's literally what I want. Nobody is going to actually help me. In a week, in a week, in a month, in a month. No, you're fucking not. You're full of shit. See, the first time that I went to Miss Peach's house for help, if she'd have helped me there, we could have dealt with it as adults. If she'd have gone in with me, we could have dealt with it as adults. I didn't even know Natalie was in fucking Colorado. The first time that I went to Miss Peach's house about this situation, Natalie wasn't in Colorado. Until she died, I thought she was in fucking Virginia. I didn't know how to take screenshots. If I'd have known how to do that, when Tim Beeson started calling me a child molester and shit like that, I could have sent that to Natalie and proven to her, hey, Natalie, this is what I'm having to deal with because you didn't tell the truth. Please ask them to stop. But I didn't know how to do that. She kept on threatening me with the cops. I'm like, fucking call the cops. Give them my fucking number, please. I'm trying to go to the cops here. They're not fucking doing shit. But if you call the cops, they might do something. Give them my fucking number. No, if you're a cunt, I'm not going to shut my mouth up. I told Natalie Bollinger what the fuck was happening, and she didn't give a fuck. When people do fucked up shit to me and then threaten to go to the police, fine, go to the fucking police. Obviously, the police don't give a fuck about me. Maybe they'll give a fuck about you. Maybe you have family. Maybe you have somebody that actually cares about you. Actually enough to actually fucking care, to actually go in with you, to actually help you with this shit. Natalie knew how to do this shit. She knew how to take screenshots. She's pretty, so people want to help her, just like Jamie Curtis. It's okay to manipulate people because you're pretty. The guy that I'm staying with has experience with Jamie as far as that goes. She's a pretty fucked up person. Lovely, right? Natalie told me she loved me. Alicia told me she loved me. And then they lied about me, and when I was being abused over their lives, they proved that they don't. They could have come forward with the truth and stopped the abuse, but they didn't care. They didn't love me. They didn't care about the abuse that I had to go through because they didn't tell the truth. because drugs were more important to them. Then again, that's how they were raised. I was raised the same way. Cocaine was more important to my dad than I was, more important than my older brother was. Cocaine was more important to my mother than any of her 4 children. Not one of these people wanted to take a look at this. The evidence that I've shown here on YouTube doesn't even fucking scratch the surface of what a bunch of fucking cunts these people are. My telephone is full. The phones that I had stolen from me are full of evidence to show what a bunch of fucking cunts and cowards these people are. Is Rihanna a cunt? Well, she admitted she fucked up. She admitted she did wrong. Aren't many people I know who are willing to do that other than myself. I lied when I had to try to force an honest day in court. It's fine for the Bollingers and their friends to poke me with a stick and poke me with a stick and poke me with a stick. It's fine for them to threaten my life for well over a year and a half, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years the Bollinger family fucked my life up before I finally threatened any of them back. Say, oh no, Sean, you fucked your life up. No, I didn't. I was the good guy. I did the right thing. I cared about them the right way. Jamie wanted to date me. She also wanted to have sex with me. I'm not into sex. You know how difficult it is to think about sex when you feel sorry for somebody? It's not fucking easy. Why is Katie Cahill a cunt? Because the things that she had to say to me in those videos that I recorded months and months and months after she promised to come forward. She should have come forward. That's why she's a fucking cunt. She should have kept her word. That's why she's a fucking cunt. I have control of that Facebook group now. She gave it to me because she didn't want to deal with the drama. Funny that it says no drama in the name. What Natalie Marie Bollinger and her family did before she was killed harmed a lot of people that weren't me, not just me. It harmed people who were not me because I wasn't there to help them. Not with pretty fucking words, but with actual help in person. But then again, I don't do meth. I don't get drunk. So I listen better than people like Shannon Alvarado. I listen better than people like Teresa Orn. I keep my word better than people like Brett Roloff. And you see that when I go speak to the police, they use things that they weren't there for as their excuse for doing the fucked up shit that they did. like Sheriff Scott DaCosta using what happened at Scott's Bluff because they wanted to lie, because they wanted to protect the wrongdoing of their officers and themselves, because they were trying to cover up what their officers did. Like, oh, well, you threw a TV through the wall. Bullshit. Like, fucking hell, I did. Then again, he wasn't there, was he? So he's talking about shit that's second hand, third hand, whatever. He wasn't there for any of it. Meanwhile, they expect me to sit in a jail and endure a shit ton of abuse because of the slander by police officers who are trying to cover up for officers like Waylon Lolotai and Officer Burke. What a bunch of cunts. Why is Peaches a cunt? Because the things that we recorded in those videos, the conversations between her and I, she should have told the truth. Out of all the videos of our conversations that I recorded, there's only one of them that she knew I was recording. And what'd she do? She fucking lied. Same way that Scott DaCosta did. She was talking about things that she wasn't there for. The things that she weren't there for don't fucking matter. That's not what I need you to talk about. I need you to tell the truth about the things that you were there for. And those videos between her and I prove it. It's just a crying fucking shame that she didn't keep her fucking word. There's a lot of cunts out there like Alex Furman. Now, I like Alex Furman. There's a lot of these people that I like. Most of them, I love them. I really do. But they're cunts. It's not my fault you're a fucking cunt. If an innocent person is being harmed and you know the truth and you don't come forward with it, you're a fucking cunt. Don't tell me about your Jesus, you fucking cunt. I don't give a fuck about your Jesus because your Jesus is fake. If you believed in that Jesus, you wouldn't be a fake. If Natalie Bollinger believed in Jesus, she would have told the fucking truth. Instead of allowing me to be victimized because she didn't want to. Now, how many times did Natalie Bollinger say that I molested her? She never did. But that's what Tim Beeson was harassing me over now, wasn't it? That's what Tim Beeson was claiming, wasn't it? How many times did Alicia Bollinger say that I molested her? Not once. Not even once. But she couldn't come forward and say, hey, Sean didn't do those things, now could she? Apparently, that is too much for her as a Christian to do. Because she's a fucking cunt. Maddie Bowe wasn't there for it. But she goes spreading rumors about me around Boulder, Colorado, claiming that I threatened Natalie and her family. I fucking didn't. I fucking didn't. Before Natalie was killed, the worst that I threatened to do was to blow my fucking head off in front of those cunts. You tell the fucking truth, or you fucking kill me. Then again, I posted it up on here. Alicia still can't stay off the fucking drugs. Her family doesn't give a fuck about anybody. They're all a bunch of selfish bastards. Why is Miss Peaches a cunt? Because she didn't keep her fucking word. She didn't keep her word. Neither did Katie Cahill. Neither did Cara Mia, aka Cara Rogers. Meanwhile, I wasn't able to collect evidence the way that they were. I don't have the resources that they have. I didn't have the technical abilities that they had. Hey, you're all a bunch of fucking cunts. You don't like the word cunt? Don't be a fucking cunt. If I'm calling you a cunt, you are getting people hurt by not coming forward, by not telling the truth, by claiming that you will and then not doing so. When your decisions harm others and then you want to blame those decisions on somebody else. Miss Peaches, was it really your mom's decision? Was it? Raja, you're a cunt. Not only did you not come forward with the truth, you outright lied. You claimed that you guys went in with me to talk to the police. No, you never fucking did. Nobody in your family ever fucking did. You fucking cunt. If I call you a bitch, you're too afraid to tell the truth. You're a bitch. Now you've got two choices. You can go with me to tell the cops the truth, or I can post it public. It doesn't matter if people believe me or not when I post it public. The fact is that you had ample opportunity to keep your word, ample opportunity to tell the truth. Don't tell me about your fucking God. Your God is as much of a fucking coward as you are. Meanwhile, all these people that didn't go in with me but promised that they would, they should have come forward with the fact that there were reasons that they didn't. If you didn't want that shit all out in public, you should have fucking told the courts. You should have fucking showed up in court. If you couldn't show up in court, you should have explained why you couldn't show up in court. Those phones that were stolen, they're full of people saying, dude, I want to help you. I want to help you. People getting a hold of me to offer to help me. Like, fucking go to court with me. I'm too broke. I'm too broke. I'm in the wrong state. I'm in a different state. I'm in a different state. I'm in a different state. I'm too broke. Come out in public then. I can't. I got kids. 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 So this shit's okay to have happen to me because I don't have kids? Most of the people I know only have kids because they were fucking druggies or alcoholics. You get drunk, you have unprotected sex, boom, you're having a baby, and your baby's probably going to have brain damage. And because you're an addict, you're going to be a fucking piece of shit raising that kid. Obviously, when I converse with somebody in those telephone calls, we're able to get a lot further than fucking texting. Because in texting, they have all these fucking assumptions, and having hundreds of people text me to do the same goddamn thing. Holy fucking shit. Find out what the situation is. It would be nice if I could do the things that you're asking me to do. It would be fucking great if I could do that. Your pretty memes, that's not going to fucking fix any of this. You need to come forward with the truth. That will help. Why is Mandy Hughes a cunt? Her daughter, I can't really call a cunt. I mean, sure, she didn't keep her word, But that was after I was forced to break the law because these other people didn't come forward like they said they would. They claimed that they did. Erin Cockerham claimed that she did. Miss Peaches claimed that she did. Cara Rogers claimed that she did. Lots of people claimed that they did. If you really did that, you should come out in public about it. Because according to what those officers claimed, yeah, you're a bunch of fucking liars. You're a liar, Miss Peaches. My court paperwork says so. Erin Cockerham, you're a liar. My court paperwork says so. Mandy Hughes, you're a fucking liar. My court paperwork says so. These people who want to get pissed off that I recorded conversations with them after I got out of jail. You should have fucking come forward with that shit now, shouldn't you? You're a fucking bitch. And I'm not saying bitch is in a female dog. I'm talking a prison bitch. You guys want to treat me like shit? Fine. I'm fucking used to it. I have been through an entire life of abuse because I didn't have family. Meanwhile, all of these people have family. Brenda Dickinson has a fucking husband that she lies to. All of that evidence that was stolen in Washington State. I made hundreds of phone calls to the FBI trying to get them to take a look at it before it was stolen. I made multiple attempts to try to send it to them. When Natalie died, I just needed somebody to take a look at the evidence and go in with me so that they would take a look at it. I had nobody to do that. I needed a safe place while I was being abused by the public because I was stuck in public. These people are telling me, oh, you just need to let it go. Really? Someone's being raped and they can't leave the house. They're stuck in that house with their predator. And you tell them just to let it go. No, they're still going to get raped tomorrow and the next day and the next day. When you have shit spouted all over the news, like what happened to me, yeah, being outside is like being trapped in that house with your predator. When Ryan was being assaulted by Cash and Danny, who was it that stood up to those people? That was me. That's right. That was me. Because I'm not a bitch and I'm not a cunt. I didn't make you fucking cowards. Now the police and the courts, they get to use the bullshit from court dates where I was never allowed to defend myself, where I was literally tortured by the police and by the guards, where my public pretenders literally would do jack shit, where evidence was not entered in, where it wasn't allowed in court. Those police body cameras, the DA wouldn't allow those? That's the DA's fault? Well, that's quite fucking interesting, isn't it? Amanda Balehash told me that those body cameras didn't exist. And I called Boulder County at the request of Officer Abel Ramos. I recorded the conversation with him. I also tried to record the conversation with their internal affairs dude. He had some things to say. They had stuff going on with the Zed Atkinson situation. He lives in a house, so he's worth more than me. He had some public support, not people hiding fucking behind the lines going, oh, well, you gotta hide my name, you gotta hide my name. Fuck you, don't be a bitch. Go to the police with me. Go with me. So that if the police pull the shit that they pull, I've got a witness. And that makes them less likely to pull that shit. But they got away with it because you are a fucking coward. You're a fucking cunt. All these people in these Natalie groups that saw what these people were doing who didn't come forward about it, you're fucking cunts. And those of you, by the way, who are in the medical field are also felons as a result of it. Anybody who's a teacher, whether it's preschool or 12th grade, if you saw that shit and you didn't make a police report, you broke the law because you're a mandated reporter. Kara Heller broke the law. She's a mandated reporter. Nicole Peralta broke the law. She's a mandated reporter. Every police officer that I encountered is a mandated reporter. Jen Beebe is a mandated reporter. Jeff Ritter is a mandated reporter. Lots of these people on these Facebook groups are mandated reporters who didn't report it. Now, obviously, the ones who did, the ones that I spoke with, that I recorded the conversations between me and them, they all said the same thing. The police wouldn't take their report. The police wouldn't. We can't go after those police. Do you know why? Because those people didn't write it down. Those people took their dear sweet fucking time in keeping their word, and eventually they just didn't keep their word. And then they want to blame me. Well, you know, Sean, if you hadn't done this or you hadn't done that, bitch, I wouldn't have had to do those things if you had kept your word. But you didn't, now did you? Of fucking course you didn't. And all the police had to do is ignore the evidence and ignore the evidence and ignore the evidence, pretend it doesn't exist. You have any idea how many times that evidence that I had to show the police was in the hands of the police? And they never took a look? What a bunch of cunts. So what does it say in the Bible about looking the other way when it's happening to somebody else? I know it says you're supposed to turn the other cheek, right? Spreading lies and rumors isn't turning the other cheek, is it? Fucking course it's not. When people are actually being harmed by it, that's when you guys turn the other cheek because it's not fucking happening to you, you pieces of shit. You're a fucking cunt. I'd like to be able to go to sleep. I really would. I'd like to be able to work on this stuff. I really would. But sensory overload issues, because I don't have a safe environment, prevents me from being able to do that. I'm fucking traumatized from the shit that I have gone through to try to force the fucking cops nationwide to look at that evidence. Without Brett Roloff keeping his word to go in with me. Without Peaches keeping her word to go in with me. Without Mandy Hughes keeping her word to go in with me. Without these people coming forward about why they didn't go in with me. It doesn't make any goddamn difference. People can do whatever the fuck they want to me. And then these people want to be pissed off because we made a bargain. We made a deal. They didn't keep their end of the deal. And then they want to be pissed off that I didn't keep mine. With all due respect, I did keep mine. You were the one who broke the deal. You're the one who didn't keep your word. As soon as you break the deal's off. The deal is fucking off. Don't make empty fucking promises to me. Or I will show that you made empty fucking promises. Then you want to play victim. You want to play like I did something terrible to you. Lots of people had their families threatened for sticking up for me. I can barely fucking function. I need some peace and quiet, and I need sleep. I need a safe environment where I know that I'm not going to be abused by the police for sitting down and going through this stuff. I need a safe environment where I don't have to deal with alcoholics and meth heads. You know why Ogre got his daughter taken away? Because he was on Pearl Street drinking with his daughter there. But instead of allowing him to learn from his mistake, they punished him into the fucking ground. He lost everything in his life. Everything. He lost his job. He lost his place. He lost his family. Because he made one fucking mistake. Did he get drunk because he's a terrible excuse for a human being? No, he didn't. It was a mistake, and he acknowledged that mistake. When a police officer makes a mistake, they can make as many mistakes as they want when it comes to the homeless because they're fucking cunts. Every police officer in America is a fucking cunt. I want you guys to go through the things that I've gone through so that you understand. I don't want you to go through them because I'm a terrible person. I don't want you to go through them because I'm fucking vindictive. I want you to go through them so that you understand. The guy I'm staying with doesn't know shit about the situation. He wasn't there for most of it. But there are people that were there for parts of it. And those people, what a bunch of fucking cunts. Of course, they're all selfish people. I already knew this. When I encounter someone who's drunk, I already know that they're selfish because they're drunk. When I encounter somebody who's on meth, I already know they're selfish because they're on meth. Yes, they're addicts, and they're going to do selfish shit because they're addicts. That's not my fault. But an addict can destroy a lot of lives because they're selfish, and that's what selfish people do. I saved lives. I saved them. Fuck this goddamn country and fuck you goddamn cunts.